Hello.
Hey everybody, we are back again to talk some more NFL
Football.
We are knee deep into football season now. I mean knee deep into football season. And today we're going to talk about week 7. We're already into week 7. We're going to do our predictions for week 7.
Recaps week
But
6.
first, we have to recap week 6. So let's jump right into week 6. They moved the Thursday night game to a different night,
Monday night.
So we didn't have any Thursday night football. So we'll just jump right on into the Sunday games. And the first one was your poor Panthers.
Getting swallowed up by a very good Bears defense.
A very vicious Bear. Man, I watched that game, and I still don't think the Bears are good. But
they just get breaks at the right times.
they're winning. Their defense
is carrying them to victory.
Their defense, they got a fantastic defense. But
the offense needs a bit of work. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but they're winning, so
the Bears have found a formula that works, so don't stray away from it.
You think 2020 wasn't a strange year? The Bears were in first place and the Packers were in second.
We'll talk about that later on.
But let's freeze. We had the Texans as the Titans win. That was a good game.
Derrick Henry is a
Derrick
bulldozer.
Henry is a bulldozer. He's a non-stoppable
he is huge
bulldozer
for a running back.
and fast. He had a 94-yard touchdown run.
He's like a creative player.
He is. He's like a creative player on Madden or something. You can create your own. How do you want him? I want him to be 6'5" and 250, and I want him to run a 4.2 40. What? That's Derrick Henry.
That's
man.
why the Titans are winning games. Is because of him.
200 plus yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 40 burger on the fantasy board. Man, Titans won 42-36 on a direct snap.
In overtime to win the game.
Yeah.
The Texans need a new voice in
The
there.
Texans actually looked pretty good. It was just Derrick Henry. The Texans probably should have won that game, but it was Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry just said, no, I think I'm going to win this game. Anyways, we'll see how the Texans go since they've got the interim head coach, because I really like Romeo Crennel. I really like him. I think he's a good coach. So we'll see how they go. We had the Bengals at the Colts. Bengals looked good starting out, and then the Colts
faltered late.
Yeah, Colts won 31-27.
Typical of the old school bungle name.
Yeah, that's a young team. You got to give them a pass because Burrow's going to be a fantastic quarterback.
He has had a good start to his career,
and he's got a good hookup. Looks like a good startup going with T. Higgins too. So that might be one of the big.
One problem though, offensive line.
Their offensive line's horrid. It is horrid. Yeah.
I've said it all year. I've said it throughout these videos. They need to fix the O-line.
Stop me if you've heard this story before. The Falcons got a big lead in a game.
Oh no!
And won.
What?
They won. Congratulations, Falcons, for not blowing a lead. Yeah, they actually beat Minnesota
badly,
40-23 to get their first. Yeah, they went up big and they
held the lead.
So
maybe are the Falcons turning a corner?
You know what happened the next day though? The Braves lost the.
The Braves choked a 3-1.
So I think that was sort of a give and take there. So, but hey, the Falcons get their first dub of the year and they looked pretty good doing it. We had the Broncos at the Patriots. Man, that was an ugly game.
A very underwhelming, mostly just kicking field goals over and over.
18-12, and there was one touchdown.
I talked about this the whole game. They went to the dojo of kicking field goals.
The dojo was kicking. Yeah, the Broncos got 18 points, and it was all field goals.
All
6 field goals. The Patriots got 12, and it was, I believe there was one touchdown, right? And then 3 field goals. So there was 9 field goals and 1 touchdown in that game.
Wow, the kickers were busy.
Broncos beat the Patriots. I didn't see that coming either. I thought the Patriots might do something, but they didn't look very good in that one. We had the Washington football team at the Giants. Giants won 20-19.
Well, the Giants got their first win against, one bad team to another bad team.
There's only one undefeated team. One team that has no wins left. Is that right now?
Yes.
There's only one. We'll talk about those in a minute. We had the Ravens at the Eagles. That was a Ravens went up big and almost pulled a Falcon, but didn't. They held on to the lead 30
Even though they
to
are
28.
a bird.
Yeah,
Just like the Falcons.
They stopped the 2-point play at the end, or it would have been 30-30 going into overtime. So,
But Baltimore has 2 rings and Atlanta has none, so I guess we can't compare the two.
no. We had the Browns at the Steelers. The Browns have a really good team, and they were on fire going into this team.
Baker
but
Mayfield's
the Steelers,
injury was a key part.
The Steelers took care of him. Baker was not himself. He was. You could tell he just wasn't there. He wasn't mobile.
That rib injury definitely affected his play, and the Pittsburgh defense definitely jumped on him.
Pittsburgh's defense, Buffalo's defense, the Colts defense. There's some pretty good defenses in the
Tampa,
in the league.
Chicago,
the Bears, yeah. So that was definitely a big factor. We had the Lions take care of the Jags. Minshew mania is over.
It's pretty much kaput until they get a winning record or in a playoff berth.
Oh, the Lions destroyed him. It's 34-16 and wasn't even close.
How do you lose by 20 points to Detroit?
Mm-hmm. I almost forgot Matthew Stafford was still on there until this game. And I like Matthew Stafford. It was just... We had the Dolphins... How can you score 0 points?
I'm going to go off a little bit.
Go ahead.
You can go off with me as well.
The Dolphins beat the Jets 24-0.
Goose egg. Just, I need a moment. Just as many punts as they had first downs in the first half. Maybe more punts.
Oh.
With Joe Flacco.
More punts than first downs?
Do you know what play that sums up that game? Joe Flacco, when they were in field goal range to keep the shutout out of distance. Speaking of distance, he got sacked for a 30 or 24-yard loss and got out of field goal range.
But the only positive thing that came out of this game is the Jets have one positive highlight for this season now.
What positive for the Jets?
The butt interception. The guy intercepted it off his butt. Look up the video. He caught it with his cheeks. And
man,
the butt fumble and now the butt interception.
What's with the Jets and butts?
I don't know, but that was
the Jets are just horrid.
It's time for. Honestly, I think almost at this point they are tanking for Trevor. You cannot look that bad on purpose. Can you? Can you look that bad on purpose? Is Adam Gase really that bad?
Is he really that bad of a coach?
He probably is.
I don't think his offenses have even ranked in the top 20 in the NFL.
It's like he got fired from his last job, right?
Miami, immediately after he got fired.
What was his offense ranking whenever he got fired from Miami?
Near the bottom of the league.
So let's hire him as a head coach.
What a dysfunctional mess.
And we'll talk about the other side of that here in just a second, too. I'll go on me a little rant. But that was just hard. We had the Packers at the Bucks. That was
a surprise.
A huge surprise. The Bucks just crushed them, 38-10.
They swarmed like a bunch of bees.
The Packers got up 10-0, and then Rodgers threw a pick six, and then the next drive threw another pick, and they never scored another point. I've never seen Rodgers rattled.
He was rattled.
He was rattled. He didn't know what he was doing. And that's really, that puts a damper and a doubt in the entire season now, to be honest.
Ouch. Yeah, that kind of loss is pretty bad.
If you can look that bad, then you can lose in the playoffs.
Ouch. Yeah. But I'm not going to discredit Tampa's D because they performed very stellar.
Oh, yeah, they did. They looked really good.
You could say Tom Brady won the game, but I think the Bucs defense won the game, ultimately.
Yep. And Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh, I mean...
him and Aaron Rodgers, I don't think like each other very much. And Suh...
No.
And Ndamukong Suh made a point to just get in his head. And he did. He rattled him in the entire game.
Ndamukong Suh was once a player in Detroit. So, of course, he's had something against Aaron Rodgers. So.
Yeah. We had the Rams 49ers. 49ers surprisingly won 24-16. Beat them pretty easily, too.
They're getting a little more healthy lately. But they lost Raheem Mostert to a high ankle sprain to the IR, so I guess...
Yeah. Ain't that like their 32nd guy they've lost this year to injury?
The 49ers have lost the most players to injury in the NFL this year.
That is horrid. And now we had two Monday night games. We had the Chiefs at the Bills. It was an ugly game because there was some rain going on.
And prevented the passing games from even getting going.
The passing games, I expected a 45-38 game, and we ended up with a 26-17 But the Chiefs still won, which is what we thought.
Good teams find ways to win football
That was
games.
a running game. I mean, Hilaire was just on fire. I think Hilaire was wanting to say, "Oh no, Le'Veon Bell's coming in next week. I got to prove to you that I'm your starting running back, man." And he ran all over the field, man. He looked pretty good. He did. And then we had my most disappointing game of the week. The Cardinals.
I'll let you start off, and then I'll add.
The Cardinals laid a 38 burger on the Cowboys and beat them 38-10. Now let's flip to the other side of that coin that we were talking about, where the Jets hired Adam Gase, who had the worst offense in the NFL the year before. So let's hire him as our head coach because his offense was the worst in NFL the year before. So let's hire him as our head coach. So what do the Cowboys do? The Cowboys defensive coordinator, I believe Rod Marinelli, retired. He was a really good defensive coordinator. So who does Dallas hire as their defensive coordinator? I just found this out. Worst defensive coordinator the year before. He had the 31st ranked defense in the NFL the year before. So let's hire him in because he is so good.
It's just
how
a mess.
Stupid can you get? You've got Kellen Moore still calling the same plays that's been called for the last 4 years. You got a new head coach, which means absolutely nothing because absolutely nothing has changed. And you bring in the 31st ranked defense coach to coach the defense. And you wonder, why's our team doing so bad? I don't understand.
Crap coaches.
Crap owners. The owner in the Cowboys has got to be the dumbest person in the entire world. I can't tell I'm over it.
Well,
but I'm over it.
May I add the 2 fumbles by Zeke to really just give the Cardinals momentum?
It's coaching.
How can a guy that's been in the league, Mike McCarthy, for like 15 years get outcoached by Cliff Kingsbury? This is just his second season.
I think it doesn't matter how nice and beautiful and how good you smell. If you walk into a dumpster, you're going to smell like a dumpster.
I can agree with that.
He has walked into a dumpster, and he smells like a dumpster now, too. The only thing you can do is get rid of the dumpster, which they refuse to do. They just keep trying to shut up that dumpster there. It's still a dumpster.
That was my favorite rant.
I can't help it. I just don't understand how much you could have that much talent and look so horrible.
Coaching.
Oh, it's owner. The owner has drove this thing. I mean, I don't know if you could drive it much lower than what the owners have drove this team.
Well, the Cardinals, on the other hand of the coin, are looking very sharp. Their talent seems to be coming together, and they have a promising future.
Oh yeah, the Cardinals look like the Chiefs out there. I don't know how good the Cardinals actually looked or how bad the Cowboys actually are. The Cardinals might be a pretty good team, but I don't know if they're that good.
This is just their second year of like a quarterback. Yeah,
Kyler
Murray only has a second year.
The only reason the Cowboys have a win is because they played the Falcons. And the Falcons couldn't pick up an onside kick. That's the only reason the Cowboys have a win right now. They're honestly about as bad as the Jets.
Well, I wouldn't go there because at least your team found a way to win a football game or two.
But I don't know if they could win. If the Cowboys played the Jets right now, who would win?
Cowboys by a landslide.
I don't know that. Anyways, let's jump on into week 7. Let's get on into some more positive vibes. Let's talk about something positive, like Thursday's game.
The Giants, the one-win
Giants. The Giants at the Eagles. That's the exciting Thursday game they're going to throw at us. The one-win Giants and the one-win Eagles.
The walking clown show of football, the Thursday night games.
That is just unbelievable.
Honk, honk.
You want to know the bad thing about it? The Giants are 1-5. They are 1 game out of first place.
That shows you how bad that division is.
They are also 1 game out of the number 1 draft pick.
That shows you how bad that division is.
Think about that. The Giants and the Redskins are 1 game out of first place in the division, but they're also just 1 game out of the first pick in the draft.
That's awful. That is awful. That is so awful.
Oh, anyway, so you go pick. I'll probably pick Philly. Philly's at home. I'll pick the home team just to be picking the home team. This is going to be a nice one. Your Panthers are going to have to bounce back here. The Panthers are at the Saints.
The Saints have not performed like previous years lately,
No.
but they still have a lot of talent.
Now,
And
they're actually favored by 7.5.
I don't know.
That's
I
a lot
think
of points, ain't it?
For Carolina, they're not that bad, though.
No.
They just ran into some good teams.
Would you want to take some Carolina plus 7.5, maybe? Because the Saints do not have a good defense. Saints do not have a Bears defense.
If the Saints had the Bears defense, they would probably be a contender.
Yeah, but they don't have the Bears defense. The Saints are going to give up some rushing yards.
Because that's how inconsistent that defense
Yeah,
is.
so honestly, I'm probably leaning towards you now a little bit. I'd probably take Panthers plus 7.5.
I do
Even if the Saints win by 6, if it's a 27-21 game, you're still a winner because you got 7.5 points to play with. Well, I probably would take the Panthers there. Let's jump into the Lions at the Falcons.
Talk about an anomaly of the week there. Do you want to pick Detroit or do you want to pick the Falcons?
Falcons are favored by 2.5. They're at home, so it's basically a pick 'em game.
Want to pick the Dirty Birds because they've been looking hot?
I think I'm going to pick Atlanta. Doesn't that sound what?
But this is Detroit. This is the Lions.
Yeah, this is Detroit. And Detroit's not going to win 2 games in a row, are they? No. Okay, we'll pick the Falcons. Okay, we'll pick the Falcons. I got the Browns at the Bengals.
That should be a Browns victory there.
I think so. I don't think
Even with Baker having a rough rib injury.
Yeah. I still think that the Browns should bounce back.
I do think people should chill out about his quarterback situation.
Yeah, if you were bruised up, somebody nailed you in the ribs the week before, and,
How well
and
would
you
you
got to
perform?
throw. I don't know. I'm not going to push any pressure on the guy because if you think back, they were on fire before this game.
They won 4 straight games.
They were scoring 30-something points, and they just ran into some injuries and a good Steelers defense. That's all that was. I think the Browns will come out on top this week. And this may be the game of the week. Probably is the game of the week, actually. Steelers
Titans.
at the Titans.
One of those teams will go down from the undefeated ranks.
5 versus 5. Somebody's going to be 5-1. Somebody's going to be
The
6.
Steelers, if they want to win
and
this
0.
football game, they're going to have to find a way to contain Derrick Henry.
The Steelers have a great defense, but I don't know if anybody can contain Derrick Henry.
Well, multiple teams have tried and failed.
I mean, the Houston focused on him the whole first half of the game.
And he still ran rampant.
And he still wore them out. And in the second half, he put up 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. I just don't know if you can. I'm going to have to go Tennessee. They have looked the better team. As good as the Steelers have looked, I still think the Steelers may have the better defense. But man,
the Titans have the better offensive weapons right now.
Do you know that Tannehill right now through this year has a better quarterback ranking than Mahomes did at this same point last year?
That's crazy, Dad. I guess that's what happens. He was one of those players.
If you get away from Adam Gase with the worst offense in the league,
he can look good.
He might look good. You wonder what's wrong with the Jets? Maybe you need a new coach. But I am going to pick the Titans. Titans are only favored by 1. I will take that. If the Titans win it all, then it's covered there. We got the Bills at the Jets. Bills. Can't say that quick enough. That's going to be a the Buffalo
20-point game.
It's a 20-point
Coming off of 2 straight losses to 2 good teams.
Yeah, 31-10. How about that? 21. It'll be a 21-point game. It's
I'm gonna call 31-0 or 31-3. The Jets are so bad.
Yeah, the Jets may not score a point. Because Buffalo does have a good defense. 31-3 it is. We'll give them a 50-yard field goal. How about that? Just if they get,
What a clown show.
Speaking of clown shows, we got the Cowboys at the Washington Football Team club team.
This will give the Cowboys leverage if they win this game in the division.
As bad as Washington is,
and as lackluster as the Cowboys looked on
Dallas
Monday night,
is favored by 1. Cowboys are my favorite team. I love my Cowboys. I just hate the current situation that the owners have got them in. I'm going to pick the Cowboys.
Because Washington's not.
Because Washington football team, club team.
They're bad.
They're
right
bad.
now.
Yeah. All right, we got the Packers, the Texans.
This is going to be a bounce. This is going to be a bounce back game for the Packers.
I think it'll be a bounce back game. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers will throw for probably 480 yards maybe. The Texans have a good run defense. I don't know how good their pass defense is though.
The Texans have been. Well, Bill O'Brien pretty much wrecked the foundation of the defense pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. They got a good run defense, but I think the pass defense is going to
struggle.
I think they're going to struggle. So we will take the Packers out. Packers are only favored by 3.5. I think they'll win by 6+. We got the Seahawks at the Cards. Seahawks.
That's going to be an interesting game because the Seahawks have statistically one of the worst Ds in the NFL.
They have the worst defense. How can you have the worst defense and be 5-0
with the Jets and the Cowboys defenses?
Yeah, that is bad, ain't it?
How can you
statistically, the Seahawks have the worst ranked defense.
Their pass defense is horrible, and yet they're still 5-0.
That's Wilson. He's the MVP. I think Seattle will win that game. I don't know if
Arizona has enough.
I don't trust them. I mean, they looked great against the Cowboys, but everybody looks great against the Cowboys. You can't take that as a measuring stick because the Cowboys suck.
So do the Jets.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just the part of it. Yeah, we got the Chiefs at the Broncos. Chiefs by 10+ there.
The Chiefs have dominated the AFC West.
Yeah. And Kansas City's throwing game has been off the past 2 weeks. They had some rain this past. I think they're going to throw all over that field. And I think Kansas City will win by 10+ points there. Got the 49ers at the Patriots.
Interesting game. Both teams looking for an upper hand on each other, honestly.
I would still lean towards the Patriots. I don't know if the Patriots are going to lose 2 in a row. Patriots are at home in this one, so I'll probably lean towards the Patriots. Patriots are only favored by 2. It might be a field goal game. It might be a 24-21 type of game or something, 21-20. 24-20, something like that. But I'm going to lean towards the Patriots. We got the Jags at the Chargers.
That is going to be
1-5 versus 1-4. The Jags have looked really, really, really bad. I'm probably going to take the Chargers.
Take the Chargers? Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Bucks at the Raiders.
I picked Tampa Bay.
Probably
the defense performance last week pretty much convinced me.
Yeah, the Raiders have looked really good, though. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's a field goal game, but I probably would go towards the Bucks, too. And then Monday Night Football, we got the Bears
at the Rams, which should be a good game. 5-1 Bears at the 4-2 Rams. Man, the Rams are favored by 6 after losing to the 49ers. Rams are at home, coming off of a loss. That normally swings you towards the home team. But are the Rams that good? The Bears look unstoppable on defense.
Yeah, the Rams have a defense.
They have an all right defense right now.
They were -1 last week on their fantasy stats. I know because I had them as my defense. Thank you, Rams defense. I'm going to pick the Bears.
My gut feels, that's my gut feeling too. I'm going to pick Chicago because they found ways to win.
And we've got 6 points to play with. The Bears +6. How can you have a 5-1 team +6?
I guess people are still not convinced.
They still don't believe the Bears. I don't believe the Bears either, but they're starting to win me over. So I'm going to take them this week, and we'll see. They'll probably lose, and then I'll give up on them again. But we'll see what happens this week. That's it, guys. That is the NFL for this week. Week 7 new one and Week 6 recap. We hope you had fun with us. We enjoy talking to you. Be sure and hit the like button over here somewhere. Hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment.
Yeah, send us a thought about this week and what you're going to think is going to happen.
Yeah, give us your picks for the week. Other than that, we're out of here. Hit the groovy baby button over here somewhere.
On my face.
Yeah, on his face somewhere. Other than that, we're out of here. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.